Hello, my beautiful daisies, and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Olivia, and it's so good to have you here. Thank you all for your support on the channel. If you do like the vibe here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps the message just kind of circulate and get to more people. All right, we're just going to get right into it. I had a dream this morning at 4:30 a.m., but it was a lovely dream, and I don't even know if you would call it a dream, or more of a confirmation for me, and I would love to share it for you. Okay, before I get to the dream, there is a Disney movie that is connected to this dream, which I think is kind of cool. Sorry, excuse me. Disney is all about life lessons. If you like Disney movies, I never think you're too old to watch a Disney movie. I'll watch all of them at least once. All right. There's life lessons, they really talk about sometimes the hard things that we face. And it's a really good, soft way to kind of receive a lesson or a message. So if you feel called to watch this movie, there might be further messages for you. It's called Onward. It's a newer Disney movie. I've only seen it once. So I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but I know enough of the clip that came through that is attached to it. And it's more so the message of the scene that is attached to the dream I had. So in this movie, I don't really know the details of how they got here, right? But there is a scene where they come to like a cliff, and on the other side of the cliff, there is a drawbridge, okay? So there's magic in this movie, okay? And it's all about how the magic cannot be activated unless you have full and complete faith in the magic, okay? And the message is that when we have a calling from God, from the universe, from source energy, the path is not clear ahead of us, but we are called to take the first step anyway, and then that's when the path appears, right? So that is what this message is about. So if you feel like that resonates, stick around. This one's a good one, okay? In the movie, like I said, there's magic. And this character, he's a young boy, and he's a very fearful young boy. He's very scared. He doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself. And it turns out he holds a lot of power, a lot of magic. The thing is, he can only tap into that magic when he fully surrenders and trusts in it. Now, this has to do with your faith, fully surrendering, because, our mind steps in, our ego steps in, it tries to derail us, it tries to make us fearful, it tries to make us anxious, make us scared. It's like, so like the message from God and the universe comes through, we get our confirmations, and then the ego punches the intuition in the face, and then, it throws us off. So in the movie, he has to get across to the other side, right? Big gap, okay? No other way to get across. So he has to take the first step into the abyss. Literally, he could fall, okay? But eventually he does, right? He takes the first step. He fully surrenders to the magic within him. Now, there's an important part. His brother is with him, and he ties a rope around his waist, okay, to let him know, like, God forbid you fall, like, I'll always have you. Like, you're never going to completely fall, okay? And he tells him, like, because he does fall in the beginning, and he tells him, well, you've already experienced the worst, so now that you know that, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? And that's such a simple thing, but it's really very true. So he eventually gets the courage, and he starts to believe in his steps forward, and he takes a step forward, and a blue light appears under his foot and gives him ground. Now he's literally walking on air, okay? And he's starting to feel elated. Like, he's like, I'm walking on air. Like, this is insane. I could stay up here all day. And I'll put the link to the clip in the bio if you feel called to watch it. But at some point, as he's getting super close to the other side, the rope unravels and falls off him. Now he's just stepping forward with faith, thinking, I'm good. He is good. But you see, he gives the rope external The rope is his external validation to believe in the magic of faith. You know what I'm saying? So like in life, we do that. We cling. We want a tangible understanding of something. Like, give me something, give me confirmation. Like, this can't just, my intuition can't just be like this random thing that like you want me to go do. Like, I need like confirmation. I need hands-on like understanding, because it can't just be what it is. But the call is just sometimes what it is, you know? So he gets nearly to the other end, finds out the rope is no longer on him, and he falls. He catches himself. But the point is, he gave all his faith to the external thing of the rope. When it's in him, it's him. It's coming from God. It's coming from the universe. It's his faith in the path forward. Okay? And now here comes the dream. The dream was, oh my God, like heavenly, literally. Now, in the dream, I saw this same like cliff scenario. Now, I drew a little illustration. It's terrible, okay? I did it in like 25 seconds. But I don't want to show you yet because I want to tell you some more first. So it's like a cliff, right? Ground, nothing in the middle, all right? But what I saw was I was standing in the middle of the abyss. Yes? And in front of me was the softest, safest, warmest sunset. Okay? It was orange, it was yellow, it was pink, it was purple. It was literally heavenly. And underneath me were hundreds, if not thousands, of angels. Now, their wings acted as the bridge. So like they were like face down like this, and their wings were out, white, fluffy, and like, but like the trench was packed, okay? It's not like I was crossing over to go to the other side and they were just like, you know, a couple of them like stretching across. They filled the whole gap, because now the gap became the road ahead. You know, I wasn't in my normality and taking a trust of my intuition and getting me to like continue upon my normality. No, like they were like, this step forward is absolutely abyss, but you have thousands of angels underneath you, lifting you up, holding you up. Like, you cannot fall. I cannot tell you how packed the space was between the cliffs, okay? Like, terrible illustration again, right? But it was like so packed. Here's a little sunset. I was over here somewhere. Okay, this is so bad. I wish I could articulate. It was insane. And this might resonate for you, that you feel like your angels, your God, your universe, whoever you pray to is like so close right now. Like, they are cheering you on and they have your back in such a way you cannot fail. But the thing is, you gotta follow the call, okay? Like I said before, the ego steps in, and a lot of people get triggered by the word ego, and I don't want you to, okay? Because when we get to a healed state, the ego, it is important. It has its own role, okay? But when it is overexerted, I don't know if that's even the right word to explain it, but when it's overactive, like, you know, it can be toxic for us. So, but when the ego is in a healed space, it holds its own, it has its own, God, I'm losing my words and I don't like when that happens. It has its own role to play, okay? So let me just collect my thoughts 1 second, because I want this to flow for you. Okay, so I just want to say, like, how I channel things, okay, is from my own experience. Like, some people, a lot of people who channel, like, they can just read your energy from across the screen, okay, and maybe have no connection to it. I have to speak from experience. I'm a very hands-on person. I'm a visual learner. Like, I can't sell you anything like I haven't experienced myself. Like, if I haven't experienced, I can't make up the experience for you to just like give you like, you know, does that make sense? Like, I used to be a waitress, a bartender for years. Like, I can't sell you shit, okay? But if I like tried the meal and I had the drink, like, I could sell it to you because like I experienced, I know what it tastes like. I experienced it. Now I can give it to you, right? That's how I am. So like, my experience helps me then speak to you. So I don't want you to think that I'm just like over here talking about myself. Like, it's just how it comes through for me, how I can speak to you. Okay. That being said, right now in my life, which will resonate with you if this message is for you, I'm getting a lot of downloads, pings about my path forward. And it's really suspicious. Okay. I'm seeing things that like, I'm like, okay. It's like wanting me to trust in things that are really out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm not ready. A lot of that, and they're showing me things, and I'm having a hard time knowing that if it's my brain from, you know, because in my past, my survival mode, I fantasized things. I was delusional about things that weren't really there, you know, because it wasn't a safe space. So I created the safe space in my mind because I didn't know I could just like get out of the situation, right? When you're in survival mode, that's what we do. So now coming out of survival mode and now really getting more in tune with your intuition, it's like, is this my intuition? Is this the universe speaking to me? Is this God speaking to me? Or is this just my mind like screwing with me right now? And it's like really hard to learn what's what, right? And the message is that like, you're not going to see the path in front of you until you take that first step, you know? And you've learned so much up until this point that your brain doesn't operate the same way it used to. And you still might have some residual patterns that you're operating out of that are old, that this time is asking you to heal beyond, and that is where you're getting pushed out of your comfort zone. But it's also training you how to really trust your intuition, trust that voice from God. Sorry, go ahead. And I know it's like when you get an intuitive hit, okay? Now say something happens. First, it could be like half a second. The first like half a second of what you know or what you think, that's your intuition. And then the next half a second is when your ego comes in, punches your intuition in the face, and then like now you're like stressing out. Now you're creating a scenario. Well, that would never happen. That's not true. That's not real. That's in my head. And then it's like the universe and God are like, do you not trust me? Like, how many confirmations do you need? Right? And it's like all of them, literally all of them completely, until like this thing that you want me to like step forward is like literally in my reality. And like, that's the thing that you have to learn to like detach from that external validation, which allows you to believe in the magic, right? So it's a tough spot, leaving survival mode, and now you're safe, you know, you're more emotionally intelligent, you're more emotionally available, you have more emotional understanding, you understand yourself, you understand other people, but there's still that fear of those old stories, those old experiences that you've been through that are kind of steering the bus. And right now, the universe and God are asking you to let them steer the bus. But that's scary because what they want you to walk towards, you can't really see the steps ahead of you. And you're not supposed to. And that's the whole point of having unwavering faith in the call, in your gut feeling, your first initial gut feeling, your intuitive hits. And it's so easy to talk ourselves out of that, because maybe we don't think we're worthy of the thing. Or maybe we feel like, that'll never happen, or that doesn't exist, or, there's no way, like how, who, when, like all those things, like we're not supposed to like have any, really, truly, we're not supposed to know any of that. Like the how, the when, the who, the why. It's like, it's God's plan. They're cooking in the kitchen, and they're like, just wait, like your meal's being prepared. Okay. And we're like, well, I want my meal now. And say you like your steak cooked medium. All right. And you rush the cook, and then you're like, just give it to me now. And then we're like, okay, well, here you go. Like, and you get a rare ass steak. It's mooing on the plate. And you're like, this is disgusting. You're going to send that shit back to the kitchen. Yeah. It's not ready yet. So that's the vibe, right? Like, we want it right now. And it's like, well, there are still moving parts. And you have to trust in the divine timing of things. You have to trust in your intuition. Just walk forward. Walk in your authenticity. Walk in your present life. Continue your present life. And that will help you follow the call. It's really detaching from that external validation of things that make you think. I don't want to say that, because like God and the universe, they will send you confirmations to nudge you along. So I don't want to say that like those are irrelevant, because they're not. But putting all your faith in the 3D physical thing instead of your faith, that's where you got to balance it out. So like, yes, I can have some confirmations. I can trust the confirmations that came through, that like, I'm not insane. I'm not crazy. Like, they're speaking to me, right? And then I will also walk forward in my everyday life, and I will know that when I get to a certain place, like I will cross paths with that thing that is supposed to be for me. And it's such a crazy experience. And I hope this message made sense, because like my energy is like, it's so like rapid. It's like so high. And I hope this is making sense for someone. But it is scary to step out into the unknown, literally, and like just close your eyes, deep breath, and know that what they're sending you, what they're telling you, you can trust, and that you've learned enough to know that the ego is going to make you anxious. The ego is going to make you frantic. The ego is going to make you overthink, okay? God does not deliver chaos. God does not deliver confusion. The universe does not, muddy the waters, right? They don't deliver anxiety. They don't deliver fear. So whenever you're experiencing those emotions, that's when your ego mind is driving the bus. I've said this in a previous message. Your intuition is very quiet. It's steady. It's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. You can tap into it at any time. But it doesn't raise its voice, because you have to quiet all those other old stories that are on replay in your mind that are making it hard for you to hear what they're trying to say. Making it hard to hear the next steps. Or making it hard to hear or see or trust the confirmations that are coming in, to then be like, okay, I can put that to rest for now, and I can come back to my present life and move forward. We get stuck. We're no longer in the present moment. We're in our head, when it's just like, here's the confirmation. You asked me for a confirmation. Here it is. Now that's that. And it's like, no, I need more. And it's like, okay, here's another one. It's like, I need like 3 times the amount of that. And it's like, okay. And the universe and God are the best. They will just keep giving you confirmation. But at a certain point, you have to start trusting in what you're receiving. You have to trust that you can take the first step forward and you will be caught. And I just want to bring you back to that dream. I can't explain to you how heavenly it was. It was like the sun was setting. It was like that warm sky, you know, when it's like almost all the way down, and fluffy white, pure white angel wings, just literally guarding the path, creating the path. Like they're like, we got you. This is the way. And it was also like, and the way forward in your life is literally gonna be this. Like the rest of your life from here on out is gonna be trusting. Like you're not gonna be operating, going forward as you're healing. Like you're not gonna be operating from a place of like control. It's gonna be straight like trust, because things are gonna start coming in that are confirming what you're feeling. You know, when you get to that place, when you heal those certain things that still maybe need to be healed to get there, but then you're gonna start to build that trust even more, and you're gonna literally walk into the sunset for the rest of your life of just like having what's the word, just absolute faith. Sorry, it's like when I hit record, it's like my cat activates himself or something. But really this next phase of your life is you're really going to be walking in trust, in your faith, and you're so protected. I don't know if you can feel that like your angels are like around you at all times. Like I was sitting at my bed, like in my bed the other day, laying in my bed, I was going to sleep, and I could feel like at the 3 points of my bed, like I knew like something was standing there, like protecting me. It's very strong. I don't know if you're feeling that right now, but maybe when you're like alone, try to like feel the room. And I don't want you to think that there's like something creepy in the closet. Like it's not like that. It's just like a divine knowing that they're on your side. They walk with you every day, and they're nudging you and they're guiding you, and they know you're human. And trust in the steps forward. The magic is within you. It comes from God. It comes from the universe. And when you walk in your pure authenticity, the path will appear, and it'll all start to make sense. And just like how so many other times in your life where maybe you didn't understand what was going on, you're like, why is this happening? Or why am I getting pushed in this direction? This wasn't the plan, whatever. And then now you look back and you're like, well, it makes sense, you know? So reapply those moments to this moment now to remind yourself that there is a bigger plan at play, and what you're fearing is old patterns, old recordings. You know, it's fear of the past repeating into the future, but you've healed in such a way that you're not going to attract that same energy anymore. And if it does come into your space, you're going to know. All right? So I hope this made sense for somebody. I know this was a little all over the place, but I will put the link to that scene in the description. Also, if you made it to this point of the message, I made a TikTok, so I'm over there now, and the link is in my bio if you feel called to follow me over there. The vibe's a little different, but yeah, so I love you guys so much, and I hope this message helped. I just wanted to let you know that like you're so protected, you're so guided, they're right at your back, like they got you. Like they're not gonna call you forward and allow you to fall. Like they want to see you thrive. They know what you've been through, and you've healed in such a way that you've gotten yourself to this place where you can now receive your blessings for all the hard work that you've done. And I just want you to trust in that initial ping, because like, again, it could be like half a second of like, you know exactly what's going on. And then your brain starts working and spinning, and now you're spiraling. So whatever you can do to quiet your mind, to just like really pull yourself back into yourself and learn the difference between that erratic, hectic thought pattern and your intuition, God's voice, the universe. Okay, there's a difference. And coming out of survival and going into healing, it's a little bumpy, but you're going to be okay. You've made it this far. This is kind of the easy part. You know, you're prepping for like the things that you want, and you're doing an amazing job. Okay, this work, the collective I speak to, it's a very specific group of people. You do angel work. Okay, the kind of person that you are, you bring so much healing. You're a light in this world, and because of the light that you are, you're protected. And they're not going to allow all those old energies to harm you anymore, because you've learned what you needed to learn to now walk forward. And you're going to be okay. I promise. Okay? You got this. You're so strong. And I know you don't want to be strong anymore. You just want to be free. And it's coming, but just know that you've done everything up until this point. This is cake. You so fucking got this. This came through while I was editing this video, so I just wanted to come back and just give it to you. To rewind back when I was talking about like survival mode and like how we fantasize things, you know, and how to learn how to trust that. Back then, you weren't safe. You didn't feel safe. You knew you weren't safe. So you created a story to feel safe. Okay, so now in this moment now that is resonating with this message, do you feel safe? And if the answer is yes, then what you're feeling just is what it is. It's not a made-up story. Sorry, my dog wants my pretzels and he's making sloppy noises. You silly little meons. You could probably hear that, right? Okay, so he needs a haircut. Okay, the bubbies. Anyway, I just wanted to add that in there just as a little extra confirmation for you. Okay, love you. Bye.